Hello again. How was it, the first course? Did you enjoy it? We hope you did. Now we have the second video, and we will talk in this video about teamwork. Theater is a collective form of art. If the sculptor works by himself to define and create a piece of art that others will admire afterwards, in theater it is about the group work that will become a piece of art. We can say that theater is composed by two entities, namely the creator and the audience. The piece of art results from the interaction of the two. To quote Peter Brook, if there is a person crossing an empty space and someone else is watching, we've got ourselves there, a performance. We can have a group of artists that are exploring different topics and issues. But in order to become a theater show, it needs to be performed in front of an audience that will identify with some of the situations shown on stage, creating thus one special group formed by all spectators witnessing the play. A special link appears between creators and spectators that will make them feel like a community, even though they never met before and they will never meet again. That night, during the performance, theater has the special power to turn strangers into relatives, friends, in a strong group that weeps and laughs at the same time. That is why we say that theater has, besides the feature of mirroring the world, a strong social character. The focus is on the group and the relations that are established between the parts involved. There is a group of artists that create a play and they perform it in front of another group, the audience, and all of them during the performance, creators and audience, join together in a bigger group. Even though there is a play involving just one character on the stage, there is a whole team of professionals behind that one actor playing, such as the director, stage designer, light designer, etc., that help the actor in his work. In theater, you are never alone, but in a group. There is an American theater teacher, quite well known. Her name is Viola Spolin, and you will hear about her in our sessions and videos, that defined theater as that activity that is about us, not about me. What do you think she meant by that? Even though each one matters in a group of theater, it is not about my only goal that I need to achieve, but the joint goal. We are all important and we always keep in mind that we need to reach a certain objective together as a group. The spotlight is not on each one of us, but on the whole group. After all, the definition of the group is that they are a gathering of people that share some mutual interests and follow the same objectives. They look and go in the same direction as to say. The first lesson a student learns at a theater course is that we all need to form a group. Why is that? As a group, obviously, we are stronger and we can manage to cope with all obstacles and difficulties that might appear. One of the first exercises that the students are asked to do is to form a circle without speaking. It sounds quite easy and puerile, but it is a very important step in their learning process. Why? Because the circle is the perfect geometrical shape. It has no corners, thus no dead angles. So participants can see each other and hear each other easily. The energy flows smoothly and they understand in a deep, subliminal way that they are equal and they share the same amount of responsibility for achieving the joint goal. Most times, during the first trials, it is more difficult to get the circle right because each participant follows only their objectives. Take a place on the circle instead of trying to find their place following the joint objective of forming a circle. You can spot a difference there. If participants only want to take a place on the circle, they will not work with the whole group, but on their own. What will happen? People will not be at the same level as their colleagues on the right and on the left. They will have unequal spaces between themselves, and their joint goal is not achieved. The circle will not appear. If, for a change, you ask them to move their focus from themselves to the whole group in order to find their place in the circle they form together, you will notice a new type of dynamic. People will start negotiating their spot on the circle, trying to adjust their position in order to be at the same level with their colleague on the right and on the left. Even though it seems simple, this type of exercises can help people discover more about themselves and the way they interact in their daily lives. This activity can easily be done with people that are not working in the artistic field, so it shows that theatre can be adapted and works with non-actors as well. After all, Viola Spolin used to say that anyone can do theatre if she or he has the willingness to play. For non-actors, just as for actors, learning to work in a group is vital because every day we interact with diverse people and we need to get used to collaborating with any type of people. Concession and collaboration is one of the main principles theatre stands on. The best way you can experience this is with the following game. Offer a ball to participants standing in a circle and ask them to keep the ball in the air and also count as they are hitting the ball. The goal is to keep the object as much time possible in the air, and if it hits the ground, the game will start all over again, of course the counting as well. You can afterwards change the ball with a balloon or a feather and ask participants to keep it up by blowing it up. During this activity, participants will understand that sometimes they need to take a step back, as in the case of two reaching for the object at the same time, and other times they need to initiate a move in order to keep the ball up. Working in a group takes a lot of understanding, patience, and resilience. We may not always agree with the others or with what our colleague or colleagues want, but the key is to find a common ground by concession and collaboration that we all can agree with. So this is just a little bit of information about the teamwork that we will explore during our live session on Zoom. If we have any questions, we will gladly answer to all of them, and we are looking forward to our second meeting. See you soon!